Hello, and welcome to another episode of Power Half Hour, Unstoppable Business Owner. And today we have the amazing Vicki Parker. Welcome to the show, Vicki.
Thank you, Dorothy. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just really admire everything that you're doing. This lady has her hands in a lot of different things to help and bless other people. And so, Vicki, why don't you get started telling us what it is that you do and go from there?
Great. Thank you. So I am an author. I'm an Amazon best-selling author of the book Overcoming Mediocrity, Unstoppable Women. I am a business owner and entrepreneur. I am a not real estate agent, but I'm an investor. I have 2 rental properties. And I also do speaking engagements. I do some motivational speaking on a plethora of topics, actually. And I am a trainer and coach. I've worked for the last 28 years, primarily in the automotive industry, but I don't consider myself an automotive industry professional. I actually consider myself a people professional. So I work in communication and communicating, and I have pivoted my career from really doing performance coaching, which I still do for the automotive world, but I also am coaching with a new methodology, or I have a new tool in my tool belt, and that's called B.A.N.K. It's a B.A.N.K personality science methodology. And what I do, Dorothy, is I coach people on how to communicate better with their life partner, their family, with their business, with their clients. And I also go into businesses and I help them to assess where there might be gaps in their performance, how we can use the B.A.N.K methodology to actually overcome any communication gaps within their departments internally, and then also with their clients. So the methodology that I'm talking about is called B.A.N.K, and it was founded by a woman named Sherry Tree, who was a financial advisor for many people, and she just wanted to know why her customers bought from her. And so it's a little bit different than some of the other personality sciences out there, like DISC or Myers-Briggs. And what I love about it is it's not just about why people buy, but it's also about why they buy in.
I love that. And I love the fact that you said that you go into different businesses and help them with the communication barrier and gap. Because I realize in every place that I've worked at, there has been definitely a communication barrier, even between levels, and levels meaning management to the little people on the floor, and bridging that gap is very important because you don't want to leave anybody out and make them feel unimportant.
It really is. And what is nice about this, we've identified 4 different, when I say we, I mean Sherry Tree, the founder. Right. She's identified 4 different personality types. And we all have all 4 personality types inside of us in who we are. And it's based on people's values. And so what we do is we identify very quickly in only 90 seconds or less, Dorothy.
That's awesome, especially with people having a time crunch these days.
Yes. So you can crack somebody's code and identify where they're speaking from in their speaking. And so then you now start listening to them from into that code, and you learn how to communicate better with them so that they can understand you when you're speaking in their code.
Right. And I love that. That also could help in relationships too, personal relationships. Ladies, if you know how your husband speaks or how he needs to be communicated to, that's kind of along the lines of, we have the 5 love languages, and now you can learn how to incorporate that with the speaking and communicating with your partner.
We do. And actually last week, our company, B.A.N.K, Codebreaker Technologies, actually put on a webinar for the 4 different personality types inside of the 5 love languages. So if anyone is interested in knowing more about that, I would love to share that with you. And, this being the month of love, I wore red.
Woohoo!
And we celebrated Valentine's Day this week. And while a lot of people really love to go out and celebrate Valentine's Day and their love for one another, there are many people who wonder, how do I get in a long-term relationship? How can I be with somebody? And what can I do or say differently? And with B.A.N.K, you can actually figure that out pretty quickly and easily. And so it's a lot of fun.
Right. That would be. I never thought about it. I did take the B.A.N.K challenge.
Yes.
And so it's mine's nurture, action, blueprint, and the knowledge is how mine goes. Meaning knowledge is my card that trips me up. And blueprint, I'm definitely a nurturer and an action type person. Like I can action all day, but when it comes to laying down the blueprint of it and finding the knowledge, it's not my strong suit. But now that I know that, I can work on those areas.
Yeah, that's true. My code is very close to yours. It's nurturing first, action, then knowledge, and blueprint. And it's actually the knowledge is your stress card. The third card is your stress card.
Oh, the third
So,
card is okay.
so
I
yeah.
got that. So blueprint is my. Ooh,
So when you're
interesting.
stressed out, do you have to put systems and structures in place and start planning?
Yes, and that's why I have learned to ask for help in the areas that I don't know, and that was very hard for me as somebody who is a high achiever and somebody who, um, if I'd rather do it myself instead of take the time to train somebody. But then that doesn't work either. So the last year, I have definitely been asking for help and getting the help with the different coaches within my, um, in where I need those areas and help in. So it's been it's been amazing, to do that and to ask for that help. I need to ask for more help at home, but that's a whole other issue.
I think we all can benefit from asking for more help at home. Well, I
Yeah.
love that you're putting teams and teamwork around that. I also specialize in working with teams and teamwork and the communication within them. And, so often someone who is very high action like you, they don't want to ask for help. But that's where the nurturing aspects of your personality, you can say, wait a minute, I enjoy helping others.
Yeah.
So maybe if I ask for help, I can allow someone else to contribute to me. And
Right.
that's where a lot of times we forget how much we enjoy as high nurturers helping
Right.
others, and that we can allow someone to contribute to us once in a while too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always learning.
True.
So, Vicky, tell us what 3 things that you have overcome in your business to help you to get where you're at.
Okay. So one is being open. I've been a freelancer for many years. So prior to being a freelancer, I worked in a hotel for 12 years, and I was very much acclimated to having my benefits and knowing my structures and my schedule. And becoming a freelancer, um, really, well, I was doing a lot of things then at that time as well. I have a theater background and a dance background, so I was always picking up gigs. But really being open, especially now that I'm with B.A.N.K and I'm expanding and taking my coaching and training to a broader scope. One of the things that I'm listening for in every conversation is, how can I be of service to someone? How can I be of service to this person? Is it on a personal level? Is it on a professional level? And really listening for what people need and being able to answer that call. So that's really the number one thing that I will say. Being willing for me to pivot my career, to move things around a little bit, to shake it up. When the pandemic hit, I'm a live trainer. I was going in dealership. I also do diversity and inclusion training. And so I was fortunate to be able to work on a few diversity and inclusion projects during the beginning of the pandemic on Zoom. And so that has afforded me to expand into the Zoom world as well. So not only do I do live training and coaching, but I also use this new or newer, right?
Mhm.
Realm or avenue for my training and coaching. So again, it still goes into having the mindset that anything's possible. In fact, my company is Parker Unlimited because anything is possible. Because really, if we're open to everything and open to anything and listening for an opportunity, most often we can work with just about anyone on anything in some
Absolutely.
capacity. And then I would say having faith. Having faith. You know, I have gone through many years where I'll have a gig and nothing new is appearing right in front of me. And I used to fret. I used to worry a lot. And I don't anymore. Well, I can't say that entirely, but a lot less. I respond to that sensation of worry in a different way now. And I trust him. You know what? He's taking care of me this year, this far. I'm, you know,
Exactly. I love
putting
that.
it myself.
I think like you nailed it on the head in a bunch of different things where the pandemic has made us really transition and change on how we do business. And but the best part about it is Vicky's in Illinois. I'm here in Canada. So we met actually through we're part of a network of
That's
eight amazing women that meet at Saturday morning, and I met them all through Zoom. I've met two of them in person, but I haven't had been fortunate enough to meet Vicky yet. But that's what the power of the pandemic has brought us, right? We wouldn't have had that, I don't think, without the pandemic.
no.
So and bringing technology together, like I've done business with people in Dublin, Ireland this year that I would have never have thought possible, right? And it's all with the power of what we're all going through. And the good thing about the one good thing about the pandemic is that it's global, so everybody's going through it. So we all are in this together, and we just need to, embrace that, I guess. And you did, you transitioned. And I think for the companies that didn't transition when this happened, if you haven't transitioned by now, then you're going to be left in the dust because quite frankly, being online is basically what it's all transitioning to right now. And good for you for seeing that at the beginning instead of waiting till closer to the end, right?
Thank you. Yeah, and the beauty of it too is I had been familiar with bank probably almost a year before the lockdown happened, or it wasn't really a lockdown, but before we started seeing all of the businesses closing, et cetera, and all of the restrictions came about. And so I immediately jumped into a coaching course and became a certified coach with B.A.N.K. And so I train in the six intelligences of B.A.N.K. So they are personality intelligence, business intelligence. We have an artificial intelligence, Dorothy, which I don't know if I've showed you that yet. I would love to show that to you, where I can take a blog or I can take an email that someone writes to me and I can crack their code inside of the way they write, because sometimes I don't always write with nurturing first. I'm very blueprint in my writing. And
Right.
so how someone writes, that's how they're listening when they receive communication back. So I can practice communicating and put it into our artificial intelligence to be able to communicate back with them in their code. So that's kind of cool. And
That is cool.
what's really unique about that is we use not only personality science, but also emotional intelligence inside of our artificial intelligence. So then I also teach one of the sessions of that 12-week coaching course is on emotional intelligence and bringing that up, and then on spiritual intelligence as well. So I initially became a certified coach, and then I knew that I wanted to expand my capacity to bring more to my car dealerships, because I'm still working with them
Right.
and with the different automotive brands as well as any business. And so I also now am a licensed trainer with B.A.N.K, and I train on B.A.N.K for sales and B.A.N.K for relationships. And so I have a 2-day summit, and that I can either present any way that I want. I can present it as 2 days or over the course of several weeks. So I have one company in New York, a marketing company that I'm working with right now, and we're looking at doing the coaching program and then a 2-day summit for their um, leadership body, and then moving into a 8-week leadership summit, but breaking it down for their employees. So it's kind of cool. There's a lot of flexibility around it, which I love.
Right.
And I have a new coaching program coming up at the end of February. So we're going to be onboarding people for that on February 28th. So that's really exciting and
Right.
and a lot of fun. So bringing B.A.N.K in early on in the pandemic really did make a difference for me in my business. And I actually work with a team of coaches for that coaching program. And so where you're saying we're international, we have Monica, who is coming in from Sweden. We have Angela, who is in Jamaica, and Sylvia, who is currently here in Indiana, but she's moving back to Manchester in the UK at the end of this month. And then one of our trainers, Peg, is in Maryland, and 2 are in Dallas, and then I'm here in Chicago. So we have a pretty solid team of women, mostly nurturing, and but there are several other coaches who are men who do the B.A.N.K coaching as well. And I work with another team on Tuesdays with that. So.
That's awesome. So what would you say is your biggest thing that you help your clients overcome?
Wow. Primarily, I've been doing performance coaching. So I'll give a little bit of history quickly. In the automotive world, I began as a subject matter expert and product trainer and doing new product training. I still do that when those opportunities come up. But in the last several years, probably 11 years, I've been doing soft skills training and coaching. And in the last 6 years, performance coaching. So working with top tier automotive brands to help them elevate the customer experience. So I've been using B.A.N.K for myself to communicate with those teams, and then also helping them to identify where there's some communication opportunities within their dealership, and then working with their clients. So helping them to communicate better and more powerfully with their customers.
Right. Awesome. Wow. That it's also cool on how that has transpired and everything in your life. And I don't want to dismiss it. You did say that you are in the performing arts as well.
Yeah.
So that is cool. I've never officially talked to a performer till today.
Really?
Really? Really?
Well, I bet you
Yeah.
have. You just maybe hadn't thought about it.
Well, maybe. I mean, my mom says I'm dramatic, but I didn't realize how much of a flair I can put on things. Like I can get really silly and get really I can get dramatic. And I never thought of myself as somebody in drama or anything like that, but but to actually sit one on one and talk to a performer like this, I think you're the first. So that's pretty cool.
Thanks. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting, right? I'm a performance coach, but it's a totally different kind of performance. Although I have directed many plays, I have a degree in dance and psychology with a specialization in dance therapy. So I've performed dancing. I was a mime when I was young. For 4 years, I was in a mime troupe when I was in high school. And yeah, so I've done a lot. I danced with a couple of professional companies in the Detroit area where I'm from. So I performed with Dance Detroit. I performed with the Michigan Opera Theater and also with the Detroit Drive, which was an arena football team back in the day.
Ooh.
And
So are
shows.
Michigan people? If she looks familiar, it's because that's where she's from.
Yeah, yes, right, just across the border. But you're closer to Sarnia, and I was about 20 minutes out of Detroit. And I
No,
still.
I'm from Detroit. I'm in Detroit,
Oh,
like
I
across
didn't
from
know
Detroit.
that.
Yeah.
You're in London, right?
No, I'm in Windsor, like right across the border.
Oh, I see. I didn't even know that. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
I wondered why you kept thinking Lexington I was close. You were close to me in Lexington, but no, I'm close to Detroit.
Okay,
Like
I thought maybe
literally.
Chatham, because I had a skating competition as a kid. I was an ice skater, and we were in Chatham. So for some reason, I thought you were
I
out there.
I grew up in Chatham, but
Okay.
I'm currently living in Windsor. Yeah, my
Oh,
mom's in Chatham. Yeah.
well, when that border gets open, we're coming through, girl.
Yeah, I really need to see my girls. It's been, we definitely, not trying. I'm taking the G word out of my vocabulary.
Love it.
Um, as long as the government will allow us to cross and I can get over there with my husband's permission, I would love to go to that April weekend retreat in Michigan. I'm looking forward to that. But everything, the stars have to align. And
Yes.
right now, I'm not sure if those stars are aligning perfectly yet.
Yeah, well, please do. We had such a great time. And just for your viewers to know, we put on a women's weekend along in conjunction with Camp Cavell Conservancy at Camp Cavell in Port Sanilac, Michigan, which is about excuse me, I'm all excited,
It's
25
okay.
miles north of Port Huron in the Detroit area. And so we'll be doing another event this spring, and the space is extraordinary, and that's one thing that I'm committed to. I am committed to putting on 4 events this year, somewhere around the globe. So if anyone else is interested in partnering with us, we have several speakers that we bring together, and it's all about connection and healing and discovery, exploration, and then creation. So it's a lot of fun, and I would be very happy to connect with anyone. And if Dorothy, if I may plug, my website is
Yeah.
Vicki Parker Unlimited. So it's VICKI Parker Unlimited.com. And that's the best way to connect with me. It's one way to connect with me. Currently, all you'll see on there is my coaching and my book, Overcoming Mediocrity, Unstoppable Women. There I
Yes.
am.
Definitely get your copy today. Are you in the same copy as Kimberly's as well?
What was the question?
Are you
No,
still are no? Okay.
no.
All
I'm
right.
in the Unstoppable
Oh, right.
edition. Kimberly is in the Fearless edition. So,
Fearless. Oh,
yeah.
that's
So,
awesome.
in this
And
book,
she's on the Unstoppable show.
that's right. That's why, right?
That's why she's here, because Vicki is truly unstoppable. And if that wasn't enough, ladies, Vicki also has is with another company that has skincare products too, right? I'm
I
not
do.
exactly sure what else they offer, but go ahead if
Yes.
you want to tell us a little bit about that too.
Oh, sure. So, if you like what you see, no.
She is single, guys. For all the single guys.
That's true. Um, so I love feeling good. I have been in the public domain for a lot of years. I traveled doing a lot of live presentations, trade shows, auto shows. And so when you're in the spotlight, you're under a lot of hot lights. I also travel for a living. And oftentimes when you're on planes or even going in and out of the hot and cold elements like we do here in Chicago, your skin gets dehydrated. And I had been looking for solutions for a while. And the skincare that I love is Rodan Fields skincare. And so I choose to sell it because I love the products. And if you love the products, they're easy to refer to people toward. So yes, Dorothy, it is primarily, we have several different skincare regimens based on your skincare needs. So there's Redefine, which helps when you are aging. So you can redefine your
But you're
skin.
aging gracefully.
Thank you. We have a Soothe regimen for sensitive skin. We have another skincare product called Unblemished for those of you who might have adult acne. It works for anti-aging as well as the reduction of blemishes. And then we also have something to repair sun damage, which is, and then there is a product for those of you who don't have a skincare concern, but you just want to have clean, healthy skin with a nice glow. And that is one of our other regimens. And then we have another one called Spotless, which is for younger people. It's a 2-step regimen where the other regimens are 3 and 4 steps. So it's a little easier for teens. And um, the founders of the company are Katie Rodan and Kathy Fields. They founded another product, which is they sold to Guthrie Rinker. And you may be familiar with it. And where is my mind? I can't think of the name of it. But it did really well and for many years. And they sold off their share. And then in 2018, brought out a competitive product which has fewer steps. And so a lot of people really like that. So yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, so it's fantastic. And so we have everything from skincare for base washes to moisturizers, our active hydration serum to help with the bags
With
under
my
eyes.
bags under my eyes.
Exactly. And during the pandemic, one of the things I talk about in this book is I did expand. That's when I started doing B.A.N.K. I got certified to sell in Japan for Rodan Fields. And we are also in Canada and Australia for that. And so, yeah, I was up to a lot of stuff during these last few years. And I'm actually excited, if I may share, Dorothy,
Sure. Yes.
that I will be co-authoring a book with you.
Yes.
And our book will
Yes.
be coming out this spring and late spring. And it is on body image. And my chapter in particular is on self-esteem. And so I talk a lot about what happens, what I got triggered by, and about what's happening in our world around self-esteem and body image. So I invite all of you to stay tuned to Dorothy's channel here and pay attention because we'll be announcing that book when it does launch. So
right. I am super excited as well, Vicki, about that because I mean that's been a huge part of my life. Self-esteem and body image, and it's funny because I thought I had gotten past a bunch of stuff, and this week I I work with a mutual friend, Dr. Christie, that helps with energy healing and stuff like that. And a huge thing came out about my bullying and my being overweight. And back when I was a little girl, anyways, and like you said, it's layer after layer. So, you're not alone in this. Then you get this too, So I was going to say you're not alone in this, ladies, if you have that issue, but it's men too, because I know a lot of men that I've been talking to and, that has the same, the sigmas and things like that. And we're truly out to change that and change the world to be better with that. So thanks for bringing that up, Vicki. That's awesome. I can't wait for when that book does get released. We are in the final stages of editing. So it's awesome. And there is 7 other, well, 5 other amazing women other than ourselves that are going to be in that book. So yeah, thanks for putting that out there. Yes. And I just want to say, because Vicki is so amazing, you heard how amazing she is. You heard her dreams. You hear how she wants to help people. But I'm also here to say that the right man is not in her life yet. And I want to put a plug in that if you are interested, you have a panel of ladies that will be interviewing you, but you can send your resumes to the Power Hour show. All resumes will be accepted. We will go through the screening process. and yeah, so I know that's one thing on Vicki's heart, that she would like a partner, but it just not any partner. It has to be the right partner. So since we were praying before the show, I'm going to step that out in faith and say the right man will be in Vicki's life this year.
Wow. Thank you, Dorothy. I appreciate the plug. I didn't realize that was part of today's Power Hour, but with Valentine's Day just passing, I spent it with gals. So I had a Galentine's Day, which was fantastic, and actually awesome. A Valentine's Day weekend, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm happy to have the inquiries come in because I'm all about abundance and choice. And I think everyone deserves to have that in their life. So I appreciate you putting that out there. One thing I did want to say about writing the book on body image that we're in the process of completing now, it
Mhm.
was so cathartic for me. I don't know about for you, but there were spots where I was sobbing while writing, and I've gotten to get complete in those areas. So, for any of you out there who have thought about writing a book on a sensitive subject for yourself, I highly recommend it because it is fascinating, all of the influencers that go into whatever that topic is. There
Right.
were influencers that I didn't even know were there. So, thanks for letting us talk about that today.
Absolutely. So, with that, folks, we hope that, thanks for joining us because I know there's a lot of comments that we'll be getting back to. So, we will be doing that. And I just want to thank Vicki for coming on the show, sharing your heart, sharing your vision of, helping people to communicate better, have that lovely, amazing skin, and to definitely get a hold of Vicki's book. It's on her website, which is Vicki parkerunlimited.com. Definitely check her out. And definitely for any serious single men, um, actually, Vicki, we should have typed out a list of what you're looking for. Perhaps I will do that in the comments. We will put the list out there. And so with that, folks, we just wish you an amazing day. God bless everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. And in the comments below, I will put how you can crack your code at Codebreaker Tech Technologies with my / Vicki Parker. And then I will also put a few other ways that you can connect if you're interested in my book or interested in coaching or cracking your code. So thank you again, Dorothy.
Thank you. Yes,
Have
get your code cracked. Today on the Power Half Hour, crack your code. Have an exciting week, guys. See you later.
Bye, everybody.